Here is a 2024 Lexus UX 250h in cloudburst gray over red and black, new look interior. This has the F Sport handling package, which gives you a lot of value when you're considering the only variant is a hybrid. It will change the suspension, upgrades and improvements to the interior. I'm Anthony from Hawkeye Rides, and the fascia is going to start with the signature daytime runnings with the L-shaped design, and that works into the L-designed grille that's gloss black that enters into the larger Lexus badging. The lower is going to get a matte black, but you'll have the L's that's going to go around the air curtains, LED fog lights and cornering lights. The F Sport handling package gives you a sporty suspension for the independent McPherson strut front and an independent McPherson strut rear suspension, both with coil springs and an anti-roll bar. Underneath the hood is going to pack the 2.0 liter 4-cylinder hybrid engine. Combined output 181 horsepower and 151 pound-feet of torque paired to a CVT transmission. This is the front wheel drive. It's going to achieve 43 mpgs for the city and 41 mpgs for the highway, reaching 60 at 8.4 seconds. It's 0.2 seconds faster than the all-wheel drive with the top speed around 110 miles per hour. It's going to be a little bit slower in the dynamic field compared to Infiniti and Acura. The wheels come standard as 18-inch. This is a 5 double spoke gloss gray, and the side fenders on both the front and the rear flare out, and it's the same color as the body, so it gives some character to it instead of giving the matte black where you would get that with Infiniti and Acura. The side windows gets the chrome treatment, F Sport badging, and I like the aerodynamic lines that start on the lower front door panel, raising upwards, going right over the rear tail lights. Gloss black, the roof rails, and the shark fan antenna, and over the lower roof spoiler. 120 LED lights are found in this 1/8 measured light bar. It starts with the L's on both sides and integrates so much more sleek coming over the Lexus badging. I like that they're keeping these L's around the vehicle too, because it stands out of class. Because if you go to Genesis, you'll have a quad headlights and tail lights. With Lexus, you're getting the L's. Infiniti and Acura, they don't do anything to make it look like their brand. The lower gets the L shaped around the reflectors, and you get the gloss black interior. Reverse parking camera and reverse sensors. Power liftgate, which is new for 24. Cargo at 17.1 cubic feet. We get a 12 volt underneath the floor, get some storage, split fold the rear bench at a 60-40 split. You can do it in the back if you're tall like me. That's going to increase the cargo to the UX. Let's go inside and start up this hybrid so you can hear that exhaust note. F handling package adds the new look interior, red and black mixture, 10-way power seat adjustment for the driver, heated and ventilated front seats. These are more sporty seating, and 8-way power seat adjustment for the passenger, memory for the driver. Headroom and leg room. The footwells are not as deep, but this is also a smaller vehicle. They are wide. The UX has a more sporty dashboard layout with the contrast stitching, and it has a 2-tier with a 12.3 infotainment screen, Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, Sirius XM, AM, FM, streaming Bluetooth audio, Wi-Fi hotspot with 4G capabilities, HD radio. Put it into reverse, and we have a reverse camera with trajectory. You can also take those lines off, and you can change the camera to make it more of a 180. Going into standard dual climate control settings, QI wireless charger, which is an upgrade to USB ports, and the key fob for the UX. The gear lever and the steering wheel is part of the F Sport handling package, which will be an F Sport steering wheel, multi-function with adaptive cruise control, lane keep assist, the paddle shifters, it's perforated, and the soft Napa leather on the top, and it's the same way for the gear lever. In the center, it's going to be soft to touch, and it opens up two ways. One for the driver to give you a USB and 12 volt, and one for the passenger. So it's not just a driver focus setup, even though the dashboard is. The gauge cluster is going to be more performance driven the way it is styled. You can go through an array of information, different settings for the driver, including turn-by-turn navigation and the driver mode select, which you can change here. You can also custom, in which you can change the powertrain, chassis, and air condition, in which you could have it as normal or eco. And you could do the same thing for the actual power of the vehicle. Auto dimming rear view mirror, a moonroof, and the door panels integrate into the dashboard, keeping the sporty style. It's going to be a little bit more of your everyday materials, but it is soft to touch where you rest your arms. One touch up and down for the windows, and a medium-sized storage pocket with a beverage holder in the front. For the back seats, headroom, leg room. We are missing one thing: storage behind the driver's seat. It's only going to be behind the passenger. 2 USB ports, air vents in the center, armrests with some cup holders, and the door panel will have the same materials that's found in the front. So every day, software needs to be, except no storage pocket for the back. The floor is not completely flat, so you're going to have to lift your feet up. The rails are not pushed up enough. So you'll see sharing a little bit more feet space. Butt and shoulder space will also be shared because this is a smaller vehicle in the width, and the headroom is going to be a little bit tight for anybody over 6 foot. 8.4 seconds because this is the front wheel drive, 181 horsepower CVT. Here we go. And I don't think we're going to reach it, but 151 pound-feet of torque. You don't buy this vehicle for performance numbers, but you get the performance styling, in which you can get the F Sport styling package. It's around $3,000-$4,000 more, and then upgrading to this, which will change the suspension. I do like how sporty the vehicle is looking from the exterior and the interior. It's small, but it's still an SUV, and it still has nearly 20 cubic feet of storage. And that's going to take me to some pros and cons, and starting off with the pros: great MPGs. When you get the F Sport handling package, it takes care of that dynamic look, and you're not at $50,000. You're in the $40,000 price point, which when you're looking at any of the rivals, you're going to spend a lot more money. And yes, they're going to be a little bit more interior space because they're longer and wider, but it kind of takes away from that fun to drive spirit, which you get with this. The steering wheel, I like the feel to it, very soft, perforated, so it has a good grip to it. The gauge cluster feels more dynamic than the competitors. On the con, it's only a hybrid, so even if you're optioning this package, it's going to give you a lot more bells and whistles, but it's not going to do anything for the performance. Another nice point is it feels like it's a sports car for the front. You're not going to get that same feel when you go into Infiniti and Acura, because they're really going more towards the luxury. You're getting a blend of both in this. This is going to be the best for the MPGs. So if you're taking it for your everyday drive and you want to have some dynamics or some fun with it, you can still do so. And each cluster changes colors as you are pushing the pedal. So again, just more of a dynamic feel to this compared to the rivals. You will hear some road noise filtering in, 18-inch wheels, and you are low to the ground, a little bit more so than the competition. Some other cons will be in the back. There's no storage at all in the door pocket, nothing behind the driver's seat. You do get an armrest with some cup holders, but if you are looking for a smaller SUV for a smaller family, it will be lacking in the cargo capacity. Even in the front, the door pockets are a little bit smaller, so it emphasizes more of that sports car feel, just lifted up into an SUV. Turn radius at near a stop point. It's gonna be better than that Mercedes is doing. About 1 and a part lane, here we go. The nice thing here is you're driving it hard and you're still getting near 40 mpgs. What vehicle do you know that can get that with the pricing and all of the specs that you're getting? And you're probably thinking, well, this is a Toyota CHR badged as a Lexus. It's not. The engine in this is actually more powerful. You get better mpgs. The suspension layout is also better. The interior, you get the butter smooth drive, even though we have the sporty suspension because of the F Sport package. And you can't get a CHR anymore. They discontinued it. So this is the only variant that you would be able to get that's similar. I felt that that one looked a little bit more dynamic on the exterior, even though it's a little bit slower, especially for the rear, the way the roof spoiler just flared out a little bit more so. With the UX, you still get the styling, great mpgs, butter smooth ride, and the seats are very comfortable, especially if you are comparing it to the old CHR, because that one was a little bit smaller in the length. I wish it did have cushion extensions and maybe a little bit longer for the footwell, but I could still see a person having fun with this and utilizing it as a family SUV. But let me know your thoughts in the comments. And if you're new to the channel, consider subscribing. Check out the next video, merchandise website and Instagram. Leave a comment and a like. And I'd like to thank Lexus of Wesley Chapel for giving us this 2024 Lexus UX 250h F Sport handling package for our car review.